Hey, what's going on, guys? You're now watching the greatest channel that has ever existed. My name is Bitcoin Benito, and I appreciate you guys for being here with me. Today, I'm with a very special guest, Jack Levin. He is the creator of the Zen ecosystem. He is a ex-Googler, 21st employee, right? He is the inventor of the drag and drop, where you drag stuff onto your screen, like pictures into and out of your web browser. He's been minting Bitcoin since 2011, I believe.
2011.
So yeah, let me allow him to do the introduction though. I said enough. He can give more details.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure, plenty of people know a lot about me by now. I agitate some people love me. Let's just say that there's no indifference at this point.
There's no indifference.
Yeah, there's no indifference. And it's actually good. So in terms of my crypto OG-ness, or whatever we can call it. So I was on bitcointalk.org from 2011. I actually still have an account there. I can log in and, like, I'm a junior member, whatever the thing is. Like, I think they if you pay, they give you a senior member, but I never paid, so I remain junior. But I ran a Litecoin pool from my company. I also mined a lot of Bitcoin. I was mining, I think, more than 15 Bitcoins per day.
Wow.
For maybe a couple of years. So I started in 2011 and finished in 2013. Got into Ethereum.
You could do that on a regular laptop in 2011?
No. 2011, you really needed the video card.
Okay.
So I had a lot of data center space, and I was able to tap into the unused power in the data center to actually get a lot of Bitcoin mined.
Okay.
So that's how I got into cryptocurrencies back then. And then in 2015, I started studying Ethereum. We did a couple of internal projects. Didn't really do much until I met Hexicans. So I found Hex on Twitter, and I made some comments that people didn't like. And so, like, Richard responded to me and said, "Hey, I think I commented about the chart, how the chart looks like crap."
Yeah.
And he said, like, "Well, you should look from the bottom." I'm like, "Okay, let's look from the bottom." I looked right from the bottom at the time. I think it was trading maybe at 10 cents. It was still looking good. And then I got, like, a bunch of people reaching out to me wanting to stream with me. And I never streamed before, never really been involved heavily in social media because, like, there was no need. And really start having a lot of fun with all of those, like, Hex OGs interviewing me and asking me about my opinion, about Richard, about the ecosystem, about crypto in general.
Yeah.
And then, like, eventually someone, like, literally on the stream asked, "Well, am I going to come up with a token?" And so I thought, well, if I were to do one, I really would want it to look like Bitcoin.
Okay.
And so within a month, I wrote a light paper I had some friends that actually helped me with editing it and coming up with cool ideas. Published the light paper in, I think, 2022, I think in July.
Yeah.
And so I figured, wouldn't it be cool if this crypto was just available for everybody without me selling it? That's, like, kind of like Bitcoin. And I really liked Bitcoin at the time when I was mining it because there was technically nobody was selling it to me. I was just making it. So I thought,
like, made it, and there was also faucets too. I remember where you just go there, click a button, and you'll get 2 Bitcoin a day. I remember that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so then I thought, well, I just started evolving the idea, and I thought that Zen could become a building block for other projects to build on. And we added the proof of burn mechanism inside the smart contract so that other contracts can call the proof of burn and do something else. Like, for example, you can make an NFT, you can make another token or a couple of tokens. Doesn't really matter. So using Zen as currency was its, like, primary objective. but also reaching to most of the people around the world. So we have like a Nigerian community that's pretty active, that's minting Zen, which is awesome, because you can actually mint Zen on 10 different chains, but you know all that, right? Like everybody already knows all that. So
yeah, but there might be some people that watch this that are not into the Zen community or Hex community. So
yeah. So Zen is like basically borrows its DNA from Bitcoin and adds a little bit of Shiba and Doge into it, in terms of being fun and accessible.
Okay.
And it has certain amplifiers, like where if your C rank is low, and the C rank is an order number when you got into the protocol first. If that number is low and then you have a lot of people join after you, the G rank, the global rank, grows high, and that actually amplifies your mints based on the difference.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So it makes a person want to mint for longer than shorter, because they get an amplifier. It actually makes sense, because if you in terms of like growing community, if you have a person join and the majority mint for 400 days plus, that means they stay in the community for at least 400 days.
Right.
They have nothing to sell, so they can't damage the price. And once they get their Zen, well, maybe they will sell, maybe they'll burn it. Who knows, right? But point is that they become very engaged in the community because they have an interesting outcome for them in the future without being able to actually sell anything today.
No, that's true. Because that's even part of the reason why people were, of course, making fun of it. So it's almost ironic that you got into Hex and you're like, oh, the price chart looks terrible. But now the Hex people are saying that the price chart looks terrible now, right, too? But they even had that little joke where they did Jack Levin and it did the L sign for the price. But then the price now, because of the burning mechanism, which is actually amazing, really great, the price is now shooting up. I know it's gone up like maybe about 400, 500% in the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah. So like, if somebody asks me about the price chart, I would ask in return, who is trading? So who is trading? Like, it's not the long-term minters. They don't have Zen to trade. So it has to be the short-term minters. People who are arbitraging gas prices to the current demand, whatever the demand is. Right? So obviously the chart looks ugly because there's a lot of people who are there to make very, very quick profit.
Yeah.
And like scalp like 20%, 50%. Even like 10% is good for them because it's like free money almost.
Yeah.
And so the beginning of a chart does look like an L, just because some DGen bought Zen at $3 when the liquidity was like $20, and they bought $10 worth at $3 per token. Does it actually mean anything? It actually doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It just means that the first person, whoever minted Zen, decided to to gouge the price and put it and see if it sells, right? And it did. And so yeah, that was the beginning of the L. Is it like really legit? No, because the market cap was $20 times 3, $60 market cap. How's the price even relevant?
Yeah.
Right. It's like completely irrelevant. So but in the future, that's where the things are actually get interesting, because you'll have a lot of people who have minted for a long term, and now they can stake. And if you stake, you're going to get 18, 17, 16%, whatever your length of the mint is. You can lock in that rate and actually add almost 50% to your Zen amount if you wanted to. So if your mint is $1 billion and you're staking for 1,000 days at, let's say, 18%, you're going to get another 50%. So another 50% will come to you just by staking it. So that's pretty cool. So Zen was meant to be free to get. And by free, I mean you just pay the network fee. You don't pay me to get it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the biggest thing that racks everybody's brain. When I say it's free to get, they say, no, you're lying because we pay gas. And then when I say it's actually cost gas to get, and therefore it has value. Everybody's screaming. Well, not everybody, but the fathers, they scream, wait a second, it's free. It's free to mint. Everything's free. Therefore, it has no value.
Yeah.
You can't win with the fathers. Either it's expensive because of the gas, and therefore, I'm lying about it being free, or if it's free, it has no value. So anyway, right. but neither of their arguments actually work. So.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because Bitcoin back in the days used to be free pretty much to mint. When you were able to create it on a laptop, that's pretty much free. And you can mint as much as you wanted to in like 2009, 2010. So that might as well be free.
Well, I think the assumption is when something is free to mint, in other words, you do not buy it, it means that you can have an unlimited amount of Zen coming to you because it's supposed to be free. But it's not, because you do not have unlimited amount of money for gas.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
So let's get into more details of the Zen ecosystem. So I know you have many projects that are coming up. The most prescient one that's coming out is Zen Knights. That's coming out. I heard it's coming out in Monday. Right now, you can play with it on the testnet, the X1 testnet, but you're gonna have to get a Bitcoin wallet, and then you have to connect your Bitcoin wallet to your Ethereum address.
You don't connect it. You just copy paste.
Okay.
So whatever's in your wallet, you get a fresh Bitcoin address, and then you're asked by the web app to enter it. That's all. There's no connection like with MetaMask.
Okay, gotcha. So this is it's almost very similar to DBZen. So if people don't know, DBZen is a protocol or system that allows you to get DBZen tokens anytime you burn Zen. So for every 2.5 million Zen tokens that you get one batch, and then the batches you use it to pretty much compete against other people that are also trying to get the same amount of DBZen for that day. Starts off at 10,000, but reduces by 0.2% every single day, right? So you're on a constant 24-hour competition. So that competition is the same way that the Zen Knights is going to have a competition too, right? How long is the Zen Knight competition going to last?
72 hours.
72 hours. Okay. So Zen Knight is going to have a competition. At first, I thought I could easily get a Zen Knight, at least one NFT. But now I'm looking at DBZen. It's every single day someone burns like $5,000, $6,000.
Yeah. What I saw, like in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
One person comes in with $100,000.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
It's $100,000. They buy $50,000 of Zen. They buy it. Therefore, they're actually moving the price higher for Zen. There's demand. And then they pay $50,000 in Ethereum protocol fees. Yeah, which is incredible. And they get a giant reward. They get like 2,000 DXN.
Yeah.
So the funny thing about that sort of approach is that the Ethereum fees that you pay as protocol fees actually go to stakers.
Yeah.
So, and that's beautiful because it's in Ethereum. It's not in the underlying currency like DXN. So you don't have to sell DXN. You can just keep it staked, but you can get your Ethereum out and you can keep it as Ethereum, or you can stack and buy more DXN and then stake it more. So that's what I do. So today I got 3 ETH from, I think I'm staking, actually I have a screen up. I'm staking about 2,000 DXN.
I think you can share the screen too, right? Do you have access?
I don't want to share it because I think they show my wallet.
Okay.
Yeah, so best not to do that. But anyway, I can just say that 2,000 DXN is staked. And every day I get between 2 to 3 ETH.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
So I take that money or that ETH and I buy DXN with it. Or I can buy Zen with half of that money, and burn it and participate in the competition. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I was even trying to do the calculation myself. Sometimes it makes more sense to buy DXN by itself, like straight off of Uniswap. Or other times it's better to buy Zen token and Ethereum and then burn it. So it depends on what the price of the DXN is, or how much DXN you get. You pretty much, or what time you even enter it, right? So the game dynamics are different when you decide to burn, because
Well,
it does it. It resets the clock 10 a.m. Eastern time every day.
yeah. So what's really amazing about the last 3 days, uh, just before the auction ends, a bunch of people sell DXN thinking that there will be more selling pressure. So they anticipate the 7 a.m. California time when the new DXN is released. They think it's going to be sold. So they pre-sell it a few hours before, and it always tests $60 per DXN. And it's been bouncing off the 60. And so what I do, I use a limit order and I put it at 61.
Okay.
And so because I know that it may actually not get to 60, so I want to have it filled. So every night, whatever my protocol fees rewards are, I just establish a limit order with a couple of ETH, and every night it fills at $60. And now it's like 67, 12% higher. So but the DXN that I get, so like for 2 ETH, I think you could get like maybe 55 DXN. I take it back into the pool.
Okay.
And so what's really cool about this is that the giant whales that are coming into play and they're paying their protocol fees, I'm receiving their ETH, and then I am using it to create positive pressure on the ecosystem.
Yeah, to
Either
buy
I
more.
burn Zen, or I buy DXN and I stake it. So I take it off the market with the protocol fee rewards, which is pretty great game theory. It's actually pretty amazing. Like the guys that created it did a really good job.
Yeah, and even there's game theory on top of the game theory, because there was another person that came out with Zen Lon Mars, that is a meme token that you can only get the meme token, or at least originally you can only get the meme token by burning DBZen.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's almost like a flywheel.
Yeah, they call it first principles, first meme token that's following first principles.
Okay, yeah.
Which is interesting because most of the meme tokens, they're minted into oblivion. I think Shiba had like a quintillion, and then they just focus on the burn. So this thing actually gets the converted from the DXN. So 1 DXN becomes 100 million XLON.
Yeah.
And so DXN gets the positive, I guess, price pressure from the fact that more of it gets burned and it disappears of the supply. Okay. And XLON is not infinitely inflationary because it's limited by the burn.
So I was about to say, it's not infinite like Shiba. Although Shiba, I think it is 1 quadrillion, right?
Shiba? It was a quadrillion, and then I think they burned like half of it.
Okay.
And they send a bunch to Vitalik too.
But yeah, pretty much it's not infinite though, right? It's only I think it's Zen Lon Mars, because it's whatever that math is about 5 trillion Zen Lon Mars tokens that you can ever have that will ever be possible. So that alone makes it have the pressure to go up.
Well, the issue is like if you stake to DXN and you're getting all of those protocol fees, like why would you convert it to XLON? It's like makes no sense.
That's true.
However, what could happen is that XLON can actually have more volume because it looks like it's cheaper and it has a cool story, like a seal and a rocket going to Mars.
Yes.
So a lot of people that don't even care about Zen or DXN, they buy XLON. And if it has higher volume, then you can actually kind of like, it's like a proxy for DXN price, where if you were to buy DXN, you'll have a lot of slippage because a lot of it isn't available for sale. But XLON could be available for sale with a large volume, right? And that one you can get probably without slippage.
Yes, that's true. And to be honest, meme coins, although they don't make any sense, they're very popular, because Dogecoin has been out for a very, very long time. And then Shiba Inu pretty much decided to do the same thing, make a coin that's based on nothing.
Yeah, there's Elon Mars, or it's called Dogelon Mars. Then there's the Baby Doge on Binance. And Baby Doge is actually kind of interesting. It has a reflection mechanism where anybody who is selling there's 5% tax on baby Doge, so that 5% goes to anyone who holds baby Doge.
So anytime you sell baby Doge, you have to pay a 5% fee?
That's right.
Oh, okay, nice. Wow.
To everybody who has it. So it has the reflection in it. It's kind of cool. And it's on Binance, so like the fees are really cheap to trade.
Do you have to stake that baby Doge to receive the 5%? No, it just automatically.
Don't need to stake it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I think you go to their site and they have a calculation to mint it for you.
Okay. Cool. So so a lot of people are impatient, and by a lot of people I mean me. I have a couple of Zen NFTs, and I want to get the value out of the Zen NFTs without having to sell it. So I heard you talk about staking the Zen NFTs. This staking of the Zen NFTs, does it work like you stake the Zen NFT and then you receive? I mean, I guess you loan out your Zen NFT and then you receive some Zen, and then you're not able to get back your Zen NFT until you pay back that Zen that you received.
Yeah, basically just like MakerDAO, but for NFTs.
Okay. So when is that coming out, or you haven't started on it yet? I know you're working on it.
Haven't really started on it because like priorities always change. And we're learning about the ecosystem ourselves. Like we're not setting the rules for the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Like we set the initial configuration, and then the humans like do something with it. We don't even know what successful is. So and then like we see like, for example, DBZen is extremely popular, extremely successful. I think it pumped Zen 5x and it pumped itself like 30x. And the market cap for the Zen ecosystem was in March, it was 8 million. And now we're at 36 million. And just in 3 weeks, which is pretty incredible. I mean, like 36 million is still pretty low. And I'm combining Xlon, DXN, and Zen all together.
Yeah.
And so he just had a giant pump for the market cap. Which is kind of funny. Like, people say, hey, it always goes down. But the funniest thing, Zen went down, but the market cap always went up. So
yeah, and that's actually the funny part too. It's one of the few coins where the market cap has been very, very stable, no matter what. Like, let me see. So yeah, so this is actually DBZen, so it's increasing in price, but the Zen market cap has been increasing dramatically the entire time. So no matter how crazy the actual price itself, you see the price goes up, it goes down, it goes up again, and it goes down. As long as you look at the market cap keeps increasing. And even recently, the market cap has shot up crazy because of DBZen. But even before DBZen, it was still always going up, no matter what the price did.
Right. So the value of the project always increased, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. So okay. So after Zen Knights come out, what's the next thing that you're trying to look at? What is the next project that you're working on? By the way, how many developers do you have? Because you guys keep coming out with new stuff constantly. It never seems to end. Like, did you have 100 people that you hire? I've never seen anyone work this fast without making mistakes, right? Because you guys still audit all your stuff.
There were some mistakes. I think we launched Polygon with the wrong Polygon NFTs launched with billions and not, with millions and not billions. So we call them donkey corns, like unicorn, donkey corn. So they're actually, those things are rare too, because it's like the first typo we did for the deployment.
Okay.
But I think our strength really is the ideology and coming up with cool ideas. And like the DBZen team is not even had never been associated with Zen before. They discovered Zen just by watching how Zen just demolishes every chain we're on. And we're on the top 3 tokens on their scanners, like explorers. So they were looking at the explorer and they saw that we're dominating, and they thought, well, what the hell is this? And then they read the white paper and they really understood what we're trying to do. And they developed DBZen. That's an awesome addition to the ecosystem. So I think I would be very happy if the majority of the Zen-related projects were actually done by the community members and not ourselves. But our priority when it comes to the things that we're planning to do, Obviously, Zen Knights are coming up. We just did a stream with Zen Su and X Knight a couple of hours ago. So very, very good stream. You can find it on Zen Education channel. What we're doing next, right afterwards, is we're planning to release the tokenomics paper on XN, and XN is going to be a freely convertible token to X1 coin.
Okay.
But X1 needs a gas token, and before X1 launches, which is our L1, we want XN to be freely distributed to the community. And that's going to work also through an auction system where you should be able to burn your NFTs, and also get availability for airdrops on the X1 chain by participating in any sort of burn. For example, if you burn for DBZen, or if you burn for anything else like Phoenix, you should be able to get airdrops on the X1 chain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the education right there.
Yeah, here's Zen Education's channel. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I've actually decided to only burn only one or two wallets, because I want to make sure that I keep track.
Right.
When the X1 actually comes out, I can keep track of the same wallet to receive the X1 tokens that actually comes out.
Right. So what we're thinking to do with XN when the distribution project launches, we will have a staking mechanism as well, and it will take Zen to burn. And if you're a staker, you're going to get a portion of Zen that was given to the burn. So it will take a percentage of the burn pie and give that percentage to the stakers.
Okay.
So the reason to do that is that we want XN to be staked so that it's not like dumped on the market. And as a reward, we're going to give you a portion of the auctions that receive Zen. So similarly with DBZen, like you're getting ETH, you will be getting Zen with XN Mint if you stake it.
Okay. And this is the Zen that is burned during, through all the burns, or is it the Zen that's burned during the Zen Moon Party? I don't think we talked about that yet. The Zen Moon Party is once a month, where there's pretty much an auction, like you said.
Yeah. So originally we thought Moon Party is a cool name, and it should there should be like 12 burns per year. But then I realized if we just do it once a month, we're gonna have some whales just completely snipe and wipe out everything. They're gonna take the whole allocation.
Yeah.
They're gonna have plenty of time to prepare. So I think for the fairness sake, we should really follow it daily with some special things with the Moon Party. So the Moon Party will take your NFTs and Zen and maybe a few other things, where the daily auction will be just Zen burn.
Okay.
So it will help with the whale accumulation. So like imagine like you don't have a lot of Zen to burn, and somebody always burns like 10 billion. Like they just would do it just to get the biggest allocation.
Yeah.
That would not be fair. And so I think with daily auctions for XN token, even if you're a whale, you're gonna have to participate daily. You have to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna be diluted. You can win one auction, but then there's like another 360 auctions coming afterwards.
Exactly. And also, so you say you're able to burn your ZenFTs, like your actual like unicorns?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to.
Okay.
I mean, I would hope that people keep the unicorns and actually burn Centurions.
Yeah.
Because Centurions they don't have the burn Zen, and they're not rare. They're rare by the fact that somebody could have locked up or locked in a very, very good gas rate.
Yeah.
So you could have gotten, I think, a Centurion at $450.
Yeah.
And now they're like $900, or
Yeah.
maybe even more than 1,000 sometimes, based on the gas. So I would say if you holding a Centurion and your Centurion is very close to maturity, and I just minted my Centurion, you're gonna get more rewards than me, because your Centurion is more mature.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
And to be honest, anytime I mint a Zen NFT, I always wait until like midnight, between midnight and 3 a.m. Eastern time, because that's the best time that you can get the best rewards. And also the weekends too are pretty good.
Yeah, when I'm in Hawaii, I'm actually lucky because 9 p.m. in Hawaii is like 6 hours behind Eastern time.
Yeah.
So that would be like
3
a.m. your time.
3 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what after the Zen Knights, do you know the next thing that's coming out, or you're not really sure, or it changes by
Well, that would be XN.
XN? Okay.
Yeah.
So the burning.
Yeah, Moon Party. We'll want to start Moon Parties as fast as we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. So I'm excited about that then too. Because I also heard that Phoenix is coming out in like maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
I hope they come out soon. I mean, it's what I heard is they're gonna do Polygon first, just so that people can learn the mechanics without spending way too much money. So, and that's actually smart because DBZen have done it, and a lot of people were prepared for Ethereum.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be crazy. I remember when Zen first came out, I was like, this is terrible. Everyone can do it. I saw Zen, there was 1 trillion tokens and then 3 trillion. And we went all the way up to 10 trillion tokens. I was like, this is not good. But now that multiple projects are coming out, they're all burning Zen. Now I'm having the opposite fear that, 10 trillion or 5 trillion is not enough. So it's
not enough. Yeah, exactly. We're actually like looking at Zen Turbo, and maybe you can bring it up. Zen Turbo pie chart. We're about to cross into below 60% of liquid Zen, which is incredible, right? 6 months and 40% of liquid Zen is toast.
Yeah.
So scroll down to the pie chart.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful chart.
3 trillion. 3 trillion tokens have already been burned, and we're almost under 60% of liquidity.
We're gonna hit 50% like very, very soon. Yeah. I mean, like, I would say, like, show me any other health vital metric in any other project that looks like that. I think this is a clear indication that the ecosystem is extremely powerful.
This is I didn't know that this was this low. Yeah, I haven't checked out Zen Turbo in a while. Actually, I haven't checked. The last time I checked it was a week, and it was like 70%.
Yeah, it's crazy how much is burning. Crazy. Now, don't scroll down yet. You see that chart with the yellow line and the red line?
Yeah.
Click on all time. Now, the red line is the rate of burn. So that rate of burn is going parabolic.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I guess parabolic, exponential, whatever. So cool to see this. It's because people realize, I mean, like, really the smart people realize that Zen has very long runway.
Yeah.
But DBZen has, I would say, 2 to 3 years runway, even though they say it's 62 years. The majority of DBZen, if my math is correct, it's going to be 83% out, minted in the first 3 years.
Yes. Half of it is going to be burned in the first year. So
not burned, minted.
Minted, I mean, in the first year. So it's coming out very quickly.
Yeah. So they have the halvening set up to reduce the emissions by half every year. So right now it's running at a normal rate, but then, like, as the year rolls over, the rate drops by 50%.
Yeah.
So people realize it, and they're like, "Well, wait a second, I don't have enough Zen, so I need to buy it on the market." So everybody rushed to the market to buy it.
Yeah.
It moves Zen from 8 million market cap to like 32. And then they all just throw it into the fire. I mean, like, this is incredible, right? So, like, you buy a bunch of Zen.
Yeah.
It has value because you paid for it. Like, you bought it off the market. And then you just destroyed it and you flipped it for DBZen that pays you this amazing yield.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, I would say, like, if we let's look at the DBZen chart.
Yeah.
I remember like some people were saying, dude, why'd you come up with the coin that always goes down? Can't you come up with the coin that comes up? Now, I haven't come up with DBZen myself, but if you look at the chart, it starts at $3 and now we're at 67, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, it started at 389 and then now we're at 67. I guess the highest it's ever been, although that's a wick. The highest
the
price
daily, I did see it hit like 125.
on the daily.
I was watching it and I'm like, wow,
You said it's
somebody,
125?
there was so little liquidity, sell liquidity on top. It hit the 125, I think. I mean, it didn't close at 125. I think it closed at like 85. But still, like from the early days, you could have. I know people that bought at 3.
Yeah. So the very first DBZen I got was $4, and then I staked it, and then I staked it. I received my ETH tokens, and then I sold it. So I received like 40 DBZen as a reward, and I sold it the next day. And I was like, now I'm looking back at it, I was like, that was a terrible decision. I just threw away 40. I think it was like 40 times 4, so I made like $160. I was like, oh, okay, cool, 160 bucks.
You should have messaged me and like say, hey Jack, what do you think? What should I do? And I would give you financial advice.
Okay, not financial advice. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this advice is not financial, but
but it is financial advice.
I mean, like this one other thing I want to mention. I'm shamelessly promoting DBZen because it is a community project.
Yeah.
Like I do not, even though I got into it early, I don't feel like I am the founder that's like had the bag before everybody else. So I feel good about talking about it.
Yeah. So how does it feel to have other people take your stuff and then pretty much like build upon it? Or do you feel like a proud parent, or do you feel jealous? Because I'm even looking at the price of, I guess you would say, yeah, the price of DBZen. The market cap is actually, some days the market cap was even higher than Zen's market cap. So do you really care? Or are you happy? Or are you mad or indifferent?
I feel thankful.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I feel thankful because, well, hey, I mean, like I have a lot of mints coming in 300 days. So if 10 different projects like DBZen come out, continue to increase the market cap, it's awesome. Yeah, everybody win. Everybody win.
That was even what I was about to ask too. So we have a lot of Zen that's coming out in the end of this year to spring of 2024. That's going to have a lot of downward price pressure. Do you think that we're going to have enough projects that burn Zen to maybe stabilize it? Because I know that trillions and trillions of tokens are coming out within that 3-month period.
Well, it's really like depends. So if DBZen's value per token is 300, which it can get there, the arbitrage possibility of getting your minted Zen and then burning it, converting it into something that's so much more valuable is beautiful.
Yeah.
So the burn can absorb all of the new Zen that's coming out. And if you're not participating in an auction, you still win because the burn removes it off the market. You can't really sell what's burned. So it's always going to be somewhat scarce. So the participation engagement ratio to the emissions really what matters. Like it doesn't really matter how much Zen is coming out. It's what people do with it. That's what matters, right? If you're just planning to sell, then obviously the price is going to be like dumped to pretty much to zero.
Yeah.
But if you're using it as a token to get into other projects, and that's the only way you can get into other projects besides buying, then you would be very happily burning it. I mean, like, listen, so Zen went up 5x, and I didn't have any Zen, and I wanted to participate and burn more Zen for DXN, and I bought it at 5x than what it was in March, and I burned it.
Yeah.
And burning it never felt so good. Like, think about it. You buy something that like rallied 5x, you bought it and you burned it.
And you burned it, yeah.
Yeah, like why would you do that? Like, wouldn't you want it to go higher? But I thought, yeah, I did that. But I'm getting DBZen. I'm burning Zen. I'm taking it off the market. I'm helping everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also paying protocol fees that go to the stakers.
Yeah.
So there's so much benefit all over the place. That's what I call opposite of zero-sum game.
Yeah.
Like zero-sum game is usually there's winners and losers. But it seems like here, we only see winners.
Yeah, it's almost like 1 + 1 = 5 with this. Because even when you just buy Zen by itself,
yeah. So
you buy a lot of Zen, the price of Zen goes up because it's off the market. Even if you don't burn it.
Did you see my my tweet on Hyperstructure?
No, let me see.
Wait, hold on, I'll send you the link. Yeah, we should look at this like on stream too. So I send it to you in your chat. So open this up, and this document is amazing in terms of how it describes the hyperstructure and how the first principles of crypto like really plug into it. I send you this is it. So make it just a little bit larger, like zoom in so people can read it.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, like hit Command plus, or if you're on Windows, it's like maybe Control plus. So scroll down. Like specifically, like that's how the hyperstructure looks. It doesn't really matter. So scroll a little bit lower. I just want to show you the elements of it. So this is where it is. Like you can say the elements of hyperstructure are unstoppable, just like Zen cannot be stopped. And runs as long as the underlying blockchain exists. Well, we're on 10 different blockchains, which is awesome. You can't, I mean, maybe you can stop a couple, but you can't stop all 10. It's free. There's zero protocol fee, and it runs at the gas cost. Now here, what they really mean is that the owners or the deployers of the contract do not take your money.
Right.
So when you pay gas, you don't actually buy Zen from me. You make your own Zen for yourself. And it's the same with DBZen too. You don't buy DBZen from the protocol. You're participating it with like the gas is an equivalent of the protocol fee, but that fee actually goes to the same people that work with the protocol. So it doesn't go to the like a pyramid scheme designer. Doesn't go to the top of the Ponzi, right? It actually goes to everybody who staked.
Yeah.
So like, remember how Richard's lobby started with Hex? Where did the ETH go? It went to his wallet, right? And that would be opposite of this, where there's no Richard here, but there's all the stakers, and everybody gets all the fees based on how much they staked, which is net positive for the system.
Right.
So let's see, it's permissionless. Obviously, we know what it is. Positive sum, that's like the most interesting thing. So it creates a win-win environment for participants to utilize the same infrastructure. So, and then if you scroll down, they actually have a little diagram of what, like they expand on every topic, but I want to show you the net positive sum. That's it. Yeah, so positive sum games actually are possible, and those positive sum games is generally can come into existence when the players are not opposed to each other. So like we play the game and we both win based on an interaction like within the protocol, for example. So I also call it Nash equilibrium. Remember the movie Beautiful Mind, Professor Nash?
Yeah.
So a Nash equilibrium is where you're not killing the other opponent and taking all of their stuff. You're actually working together with the system to generate more value. So in this particular case, the value is when there's more people coming, but those people get rewards. So, and they get more rewards if they continuously participate.
So which example in this does it show that both of them are receiving more than they put in, or they're both winning?
Let's see. So I can't really describe what we see on the A and B, Those are various outcomes. But what the author of this paper actually says is that the cooperation is where the ultimately the positive net outcome is. Like specifically, let me give you something that we all know. So Uniswap liquidity providing fees. Okay. So when you buy tokens and you create a pair and you provide a liquidity pool, you also take a fee for people buying and selling from your pool.
Yeah.
So you're providing a service and you're trustlessly taking fees for yourself, but you're not pulling tokens out of thin air and selling those tokens and then have some sort of phantom fees that are coming to you. Because you did an action of purchasing those tokens first. So you paid to someone, and then you're saying, by the way, I can sell those tokens too and provide liquidity and stabilization for those tokens. But I want, for the risk of me selling too quickly, I want to take a fee.
Yeah.
So you're providing a benefit to someone to get a token cheaply from you, but you're trading that unknown for a fee that they will pay you.
Right.
So you see what I mean? So like somebody can buy like DBZen for $50 from you and then sell it for 70, so they win. But you're also winning by taking the fees for all those transactions. You're not going to make as much money as them, but there may be more people like those people coming and buying it for 50 from you and then selling it for 70. So you're serving the whole ecosystem. You're collecting all the fees, and yet everybody else is happy too.
Yeah. And also you receive the benefit pretty much as the banker. You're not really 100% sure that the price is going to go from 50 to 70. What if it just goes from 50 to 51? It doesn't matter because you still receive those fees.
Yeah.
From people that are trading with going to your liquidity. Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, I was providing liquidity pools for Mana and Sand. Those like the metaverse tokens.
Yeah.
And I think I put like 10,000 into each pool. And within a month, due to volatility, like they literally went up and then went down. But the amount of fees that I collected from the volatility in volume was twice. So I made $10,000 in fees on top of my original principal investment. Just by providing the liquidity pool, I just got all those fees. But the price for Sand and Mana actually ended up where it started.
Really? So you made money from nothing, pretty much. You made dollars from $0.
I made money from doing nothing.
Yeah.
But what really was happening is that the trustless protocol that's Uniswap was providing service and price stability for those tokens. So, but I also I was taking a risk that should Mana crash, I would have an impermanent loss.
Right.
Where everybody sells their Mana cheap to me, and my pool has to buy it, and then it never recovers. It goes to zero, and so my whole investment is zero.
Right.
Now that did not happen. And so what happened is that it was trading in range and I doubled my money just on the protocol fees. Now that's net positive sum game because I won and a bunch of other people won too.
Right. So pretty much to do a good liquidity pool, you need to make sure that both tokens either rise almost the same or they both crash all the at the same levels or they just stay the same. But one can't do the opposite of the other. So
I'm running a wrapped Bitcoin and Ethereum liquidity pool right now, and it's making, I think it's making like 1 or 2% a month.
Okay, nice.
Which is awesome because there's very, very low chance that if Bitcoin rallies, that Ethereum will not rally, and vice versa. They're like the large caps.
Yeah.
But people are trading in and out because people are like, oh, Bitcoin, yay, Bitcoin. And then Ethereum is like, oh, Ethereum is the best. And it goes up and down. And my pool keeps buying and selling the same thing. And it keeps generating fees at about 12, maybe 15% a year.
It's almost very strange. Like if someone had a Ethereum versus a Zen liquidity pool, right? They would have some impermanent loss because Zen is increasing, what, 5x, 6x? Compared to Ethereum. So
Sure, but it really depends on the time range.
yeah.
I mean, like you could have had a liquidity pool when Zen was 100x a couple of months ago, and then it fell 99%.
Yeah.
The liquidity pool would have been wiped out.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I mean, like for taking on that risk, you actually get pretty good rewards.
Mhm.
And sometimes rewards are not worth it. I mean, it's up to you to decide it.
Yeah. And even doing that, you said wrap Bitcoin and ETH, that's 1%, 1 and 2% a month is like what, 15% a year, 20% a year. So that's almost better than the S&P 500.
Yeah,
Better than
and
a lot
also
of
like if you look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum year to date,
Mhm.
they're both up like more than 50%.
Yeah, exactly.
So what happens is that your pool, if you started in January, you would have made all those fees.
Mhm.
Plus, you participated in the appreciation of the top crypto pairs.
Yeah, that's true. So the pool itself increases while your fees also increase. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you going to, let's get into the spicy stuff. Are you going to also put Zen on PulseChain? PulseChain is coming out, allegedly, maybe, sort of, kind of, in July.
Well, I thought Richard's doing it. He's putting Zen on PulseChain.
Oh, he's doing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that you can, although I don't see the point of it, you could stop him from putting it, like you could change some parameters to make it null and void on the PulseChain network, but it's like, what's the point of
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it. I mean,
it?
I'm not gonna like do weird shit
Yeah.
that some people would find fun and interesting. I mean, to me,
Mhm.
I like designing programmable money,
Mhm.
and I have a bigger I think mission in life than messing with Richard.
It's true, but because like cryptocurrency in general is supposed to be open, it's supposed to be allowing people to do whatever they want, it's supposed to be freedom based. But the problem is that we're still dealing with human beings, and human beings have their their tendencies to be emotional and get into it. Because even right now, there's tribal, I don't know if you want to call it tribal warfare between the Zen community and the Hex community. And the way I see it is that why can't we all just
No,
make
I mean
money in both?
this whole thing's over. I mean, all
Yeah,
the hexagons I know, they're all in Zen.
yeah, because it doesn't make any sense to go against making money. If
Yeah,
you
I
make
mean, like
money in Hex,
there's some silly people that point at the charts,
yeah,
and every time they do it, like the Twitter crowd says, like, well, wait a second, my mints are 10x.
yeah,
So why are you looking at the chart? Did you buy the top? Oh,
yeah,
you didn't buy the top. Then why are you talking about the chart then?
yeah,
So I mean, like the charts only matter is when you bought it or
hmm
sold it.
hmm
If you don't hold Liquid Zen and you didn't buy the top, why are you pointing to the chart? Like every time you say like look at the chart, you're just declaring your ignorance about the protocol.
Right.
So it's really sad. I mean, like it is what it is, and there's a lot more smarter people than not,
hmm
and you can tell the people who are like not really understanding what the hell's going on. And of course, like I mean, like listen, everybody says price matters.
Yeah.
Price matters. That's the most important thing. You know what I say? The only thing that matters when it comes to price is when you bought and when you
hmm
sold. Because otherwise, you actually have no realized gains of any kind. You have no gains. You can say, oh, look at my gains. Gains, gains, gains.
It's on the paper. It's all paper
It's
gains.
all paper gains, right? It's all zero in real life.
hmm
I mean, like, you could argue if you hold your dollars, they're probably not worth much anyway,
hmm
right? Until you went and fueled your car or bought some milk or bought a house,
Yeah.
right? Like that, the money printer just devalues the dollars every day of our existence. It's been devaluing it since it disconnected from gold.
Right.
So I was just listening to a video where they were saying that fiat currency is not money. Money has an inherent value,
hmm
and currency, which is fiat,
Yeah.
has no value. It has a promise of credit.
hmm
And so they also say that the fiat currency is the most obvious Ponzi scheme that's been running for years.
Yes.
Because they can always print money out of their debt. So people buy the debt like especially other countries, when they buy American debt,
Mm-hmm.
and we all of a sudden double the money supply. Well, what happened to the debt that's like supposed to pay interest? It just lost 50% value of
Yeah.
its value. So no wonder we have like de-dollarization conversations like every day of the week. People are talking about it. I mean, it isn't just an American problem.
It's a fiat is everywhere. Yeah.
Anywhere you have fiat that's not backed by anything tangible, you end up with runaway credit. Now, I would say that the fiat currency as a system in itself is not evil, but it gives people ability to abuse it without recourse rapidly. So, like for example, like let's say that United States decides to go and drop a bomb on whatever some country. They can just print the money.
Yeah.
Print the money and then build more arsenal and then invade the country. But like the debt is carried by us, by regular people. Like the tax money that we pay and the money that we hold in our bank account. So we're like, it's like we're taxed twice.
Yeah.
First with the real taxes, and then it's with the inflation tax that debases our ability to have purchasing power.
Fiat is, I wouldn't say that fiat, fiat is a funny thing, right? Fiat is backed by nothing, but it's only backed by nothing for people who are in power. So for us, it's backed by the fact that if we create fiat, and that's called counterfeit money, then we go to jail. Then the police comes to us and violently arrests us, violently throws us in jail. But if I were the president or whoever, or the treasurer or the Fed, I can do my own counterfeiting, aka I can print as much as I want, and therefore it's not worth anything to me. So the only reason why it's worth anything is because some people can print and other people cannot print. That's really what it's backed up by. So it depends how much power that you have.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with Zen, you can print your own Zen by yourself and have a complete full self-custody.
Yes.
And no government of any kind can tell you how much you should be minting. So that's the beauty of first principles.
Yeah, it's completely independent. That's it's amazing. Crypto is almost like, I don't know, it's like a gift from heaven almost. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think this marriage of technology with the financial instruments is what allows us to have the trust. Like we're supposed to trust the government to do the right thing for us, and at least to do accounting properly, right? But the ledger does the accounting properly, and you just trust the code,
right?
And you have no reason not to trust it because you have validators and miners that keeping the ledger secure from manipulation. So that's what makes it real, intangible, and true, and can retain value.
Yes, because that's true. Because 1 + 1 will always equal 2, right? So it's backed by math. It's backed by code.
Yeah.
You can never...
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I always been so excited about crypto since I learned about it, because I felt that this is one way that we can collectively have a net positive outcome for all of us.
So yeah, the time is going on a little bit long. Before I leave, I'd like to ask everyone these questions. Is there something that's interesting that you can tell me about yourself or what you like to do for fun that is not crypto related, that is not finance related, I guess?
So besides drinking blood, right?
Yes, besides drinking blood, besides being a vampire.
Right.
They're coming out with a new movie, by the way, where a guy is like a vampire. He's a Dracula's caretaker or something.
Oh yeah?
I know it's coming out in like 2 weeks or so. It looks...
Is it like Renfield or something?
Yeah, Renfield. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Yeah, I should like watch it. Besides crypto, I play chess.
Okay.
I used to fly hang gliders. It's like those triangular wing.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of that. I do some surfing in Hawaii. I'm not like amazing, but I enjoy it. I skateboard, when I can. I do some biohacking. I have, follow a keto diet. I used to do CrossFit. Now I'm less into CrossFit and more just into like general fitness, I would say.
I just came back from my CrossFit class, actually.
Oh yeah,
Right before this interview, yeah.
nice.
It's very brutal, and I didn't like it at first, but it gets really addicting. Like,
Dude,
no matter how much you
it's
hate it.
addicting that you can actually feel like that you did all that work and you survived.
Yes, that's the most amazing. You feel like you came through war and you feel better afterwards. It's a very strange feeling.
Have you been throwing the heavy balls off the wall?
Yes, those are the worst.
Oh
Your
yeah,
legs or your arms
yeah.
are
The balls, they
the
kill you.
worst.
Those heavy balls, like whether it's like throwing it overhead or throwing it against the wall. The only thing like I never liked with CrossFit, I didn't like those keeping pull-ups.
Yeah.
I think that I mean I understand it's a different thing than the pull-up, but I think the strict pull-up that you can do like beautifully, it just looks better.
And it engages your muscles better too. The butterfly pull-ups that we do, they don't do that much.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a momentum.
Exactly.
It's like cardio plus pull-ups.
Exactly.
That's what it is. So, but I love the air bike. You probably do a lot of air bike too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, air bike's brutal. Like you start on it and you're like, oh, it's actually not too bad. And then like 30 seconds later,
yeah.
you're like, holy shit. You know?
And the faster you go, the harder it is, right? Because of the air
Yeah,
resistance.
the
So
air resistance. So I looked at the dashboard and I looked at 300 watts and I tried to sustain 300 watts for like for 30 seconds. And so I do intervals. So I do like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and then on and off like 4 times. And that's my hit workout.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really like workouts, and I like cooking. There was a couple of pictures of me cooking. People thought it was like AI generated. Like they couldn't believe that I was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What do you think of
I mean, like
AI?
I have a family. Obviously, I have 3 kids, so
Okay.
some family engagement stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you think about AI, by the way? Just the general direction of AI and how it's moving so quickly. Because even I use AI almost every day for like I have to develop. Sometimes I have to do artwork for the software development that I do. So I just go to Midjourney and type up something, and I couldn't do that 3 months ago, right? So it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I did a lot of stable diffusion stuff.
Okay.
So I love it. So like I would rent a GPU server, like a cloud server, and I did a bunch of different kind of art projects with stable diffusion. So great. It's pretty awesome. I like ChatGPT. I actually had ChatGPT create some testing scripts for me, where I was testing statistical algorithms. Like I was looking at the token distribution, so I had ChatGPT write a Python script that would generate a chart actually to show me what the token distribution looks like based on like exponential decay. Yeah, this stuff's cool. I really
Yeah,
like
it's really cool.
it. That frog is sick.
Even as Waterbird, yes, it's
Waterbird. What site is this? Night
this
Cafe.
is it was based off of Stable Diffusion,
Okay.
image generator.
Yeah, there's like so many models that they come up with. There's like a model that does robots really well. Then there's the pornographic model where like it's really good at drawing skin and and body parts.
Of course, they say that technology is not real until you have porn on it. That's how it is with the VCR, the internet, everything.
Yeah. No, I like it. I'm not really like worried that AI is gonna take over.
Yeah. Okay. Not yet, at least.
I mean, it's gonna be a while, 100%. But I also like philosophically, I think the AI is really an extension of the human mind because we train it with our knowledge. We're not giving it the ego, right? Like people, there's this word called I think it's called anthropomorphizing. So when you anthropomorphize something, you're giving either like an animal or a computer program human personality aspects.
Yeah.
Where in reality, all it is just a better language model that tricks you into thinking that it's intelligent, but it's just a tool, and you're tapping into other people's brains that the AI generator or model have been assembling.
Yeah.
So because otherwise, like, how would it know anything? So it knows anything because it's training on a data set, but the data set is created by us. So it has nothing to do with personality, right? It has everything to do with the IO of data presentation.
Right. And in fact, when they came out with the early versions of ChatGPT, it was too racist, it was too sexist, it has all these problems. And it was like a problem, right, with ChatGPT, but it was just representing the real human nature. It was just representing human beings. And it wasn't like the AI was racist or sexist.
Yeah, it was representing a trained data set.
Yes, it was just representing who human beings are. So it's not like it's evil or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, but though, you know, what I really saw that took me by surprise. They have so NVIDIA, they have this training gym that's completely virtual, and in the training gym, they have the physics simulated, and they can have little robots interact with each other and learn how to interact properly.
Okay.
So like there was like an enclosure, and you could only push like a circular ball or like a round ball through a particular entrance of the enclosure. And you had to do it quickly enough because otherwise the other robots would come out and shoot you and you die.
Really? Okay.
And so what happened is that they ran 1 million iterations really quickly, like under like 5 minutes. And those two robots that were responsible for taking the ball inside the enclosure and then barricading themselves in, they learned how to do it quickly and properly while escaping being shot by other robots.
Really?
So that's what's amazing, because you could actually see a synthetic intelligence of what to do in your environment simulated by an NVIDIA video card. So a physical gym that simulates all aspects of the world laws of physics.
Yeah.
And then given a problem, what to do, those programs learn what to do. And so what they did next, they had the robot actually designed like a little toy car, and they sent the model into the physical robot, and it actually was doing the same thing in real life too. Now that's really cool.
Yeah, it's so crazy how it works. I don't know if you've ever seen the Game of Life, where it just has these very basic rules. Where, like, let's say this square that my mouse is over, if it's another square that's near it, it has to disappear. But if it has two neighbors, then it has to multiply itself. And then as time goes on, it like increases, and it can start acting like it starts acting like a little amoeba by itself, moving across.
Right. So it almost feels to me like when there is physical rule sets are given to something that should like follow those rules precisely, you end up simulating evolution.
Yes, pretty much. It just comes out of nowhere. It just exists by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Well, it was great talking to you, Jack. Awesome interview. This was awesome. Let's definitely do this again. I really appreciate it.
Let's do it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.